Hi everyone, good morning. Thank you so much for attending. My name is Gurdeep and I'm a Customer Success Manager. Just to let you know, guys, unfortunately, the speaker for today's webinar is unexpectedly off sick. So what we're going to do for you guys today is play a recording of a previous webinar so that you still have the content available. What we'll do is we'll operate the chat box as well. So if you have any questions as this recording is playing, please feel free to pop them in the chat box there. And I'll be here just to answer any questions as well. Just for some housekeeping, so everyone in this webinar today, you're all muted. Again, any questions, please pop them in the chat box and I'll reply to you. And what we'll do is once recording is finished, we can end with a quick Q&A session where I can answer any questions and give a live demo on Fieldwire as well. Before we start, what we're going to do is put up a quick poll, and if you could kind of just answer those as they pop up as well.
And a bit of an agenda. So what we've got here is, we're going to go through what makes Fieldwire a game changer for construction teams with a bit of a Fieldwire overview. We'll then dive into a live demonstration on how you can streamline your projects. And this is where we'll sort of look at how you can utilize the plans, the tasks, your progress reports, and manage any forms. And then at the end of that, we'll dive into some Q&A. So any questions that you put in the chat that haven't been answered, or if you've got any further questions that you want to revisit, we've got some Q&A at the end as well. So a Fieldwire overview. Fieldwire is an all-in-one software solution for construction sites. With our field management and project management suites, all of your team, from site engineers to PMs, can access and share up-to-date and live information and communicate efficiently. We've got two different suites. We've got the field management side, which is what we'll be looking at today, as well as the project management side as well. And currently, there are many challenges in the construction industry. To begin with, some that I've experienced myself in my previous experience, and I'm sure you guys have experienced as well. There's four sort of key main pain points we strive to sort of get rid of in Fieldwire, and that's productivity lapse, so where people are waiting around, they're not actually working, they're not being efficient. Poor communication between the field and office, so things get missed, people don't pick up emails, you can't find someone. Costly rework, again, that can be a result of poor communication, leading to rework which then costs your company and your business money. And then patchy collaboration with unclear ownership, which then results in delays and again, further costs. All of these four main points can be solved by using Fieldwire, which is what we aim to do and show you today within this webinar. So by centralizing all our project data, it allows you to plan and manage work with precision, ensuring tasks are organized and deadlines are met. With real-time updates and collaboration, you can easily track and report your progress, making it simple to stay ahead of any potential issues. The platform not only streamlines your workflows, but it also allows you to drive efficiency, saving time, reducing costly errors, and ultimately delivering more value for your teams and your projects. Just to give you more of an overview, there's what we have are the webinars as well that we've got. So if you want to look at any previous webinars, my colleague Nikita will be posting a link in the chat as well. We'll go into some more details of things that we won't cover today, but are in there within other webinars. And also, to get a more sort of in-depth and personal understanding of Fieldwire, please feel free to request a free demo from our team. What they'll do is they'll sort of ask you some questions and build a bespoke demo specific to your projects and your companies to show you where you can derive the most value from Fieldwire. So the live demo, what we're going to go into today. So we're going to show some instant collaboration with the live data with plans. We're going to record some work, report with the tasks, and stay compliant with our forms. So what I'll do is I'll show you things from both the web version and the mobile version as well. And now that we've got a better overview of Fieldwire and delivering how we can use our existing customers as well as what we're going to go forward, I will show you onto the demo now. So when you go into the Fieldwire, what the landing page will look like is similar to this. As you can see here, we've got all of these tiles. What these essentially are these are your projects. So you can have as many projects as you want. There's no limit to that, and you can create new projects as well. Across the top, you've got your different tabs. So we've got the projects tab, the people tab, so where you can manage your people on the account, your account tab, where you can sort of look at your account details, templates, which is a great feature within Fieldwire. So if you've got multiple projects and you want to have a standardized way of setting those up, you can create a template, which then allows you to, instead of having to create a project from scratch and add in your logos, the way that you've had your templates or your file structures, you can create a template and then use that template to create as many projects as you want and keep it all standardized. And then finally, on the top right-hand side here, we have the integrations tab, which we'll just look at quickly. Here's all the integrations that we have at the minute within Fieldwire. So these are sort of plug and play where you can click in and link to all different integrations here as well. Just to give you a sort of an idea of the integrations, Fieldwire has released 6 new integrations on here in the past 2 weeks. So we're continuously updating this. Anything that's not on here, you can also use we've got an open API just here. So you can integrate into other sort of in-house softwares that you may have as well. So let's dive into a project. And this is what we'll be presented with as soon as we jump into a project. On the left-hand side here, we've got the navigation panel. So this is where you can go through, navigate through your projects. And at the top here, we can see the project name. So for this example, we've got Webinar MEP. And in my previous role, we've had, well, we're currently on plans at the minute, but in my previous role, plans and drawings, but they were never up to date. We always had issues with the latest version, which then led to rework, things getting missed and that sort of thing. So what Fieldwire aims to do is completely get rid of that. We have the ability to upload plans directly here, as well as setting our folder structure. So for example, if we've got different drawings and plans for different areas, mechanical drawings, for example, or architectural drawings, you can add them within files and within your new folders here as well. We've also got version control. So version control is built into Fieldwire and automatically seeks the latest drawings on top, allowing all users to have the most up-to-date information. What Fieldwire does is it will automatically name the plan as the PDF name. And if you want to sort of change that, we also have the ability to automatically scan a plan for its sheet number and description, and then it will automatically name the plan as the sheet number if you require that as well. So let's jump into a drawing. We've got one at the top here. And as you can see, you can zoom in, you can move around. No matter how far you zoom in, it's still nice and crisp and clear. And a great thing with Fieldwire is what it does is if you've got links between your drawings that you've uploaded, Fieldwire will automatically detect that and create a hyperlink to the drawings as well within this plan. So as we can see here, we've got a sort of pink icon here for a hyperlink. If we click it, we can see it's linked to the elevation drawings. That then allows me to click in and jump straight to that elevation. So we've got that linking between the drawings. Instead of having to sift through loads of different paper drawings to find something, you can instantly have it there with a click of a button. Okay, so for this example, let's say I'm a HVAC consultant and I want to look at the previous revision to see what's changed. Instead of spending valuable time sifting through all the paperwork and the drawings, trying to marry up what's changed, what's not, get my highlighter out and changing stuff, I can now, at the click of the button, find this information. On the bottom right-hand side here, you can see we've got revision. If we click here, we can see the previous revision. And if we click onto it, this then pulls up the previous revision of the drawing. And as you can see, as I move around the screen, we've got a nice big red watermark letting me know that this is the old version. This then prevents me from working from the wrong set of drawings and allows me to sort of reference back, but still know that I'm not on the latest drawing. Now, what happens if I'm on site and with a HVAC consultant, we want to see what's changed within the plans? We also have the compare button at the bottom here. Very simple again. All you have to do is click compare. And what this will do is overlay the two sets of drawings and highlight any changes that's happened within the revisions. So as you can see here, what we like to say in Fieldwire is blue is new and red is dead. So as you can see here, these partition walls are red, so they've been removed from the drawings, and these new blue ones here, they've been added. So what that does is that then saves me time. Instead of having to sift through and highlight any changes, I can see instantly what has changed and refer back to that on Fieldwire. So let's jump back to the latest drawing. And what we do have on the left-hand side here are our markups as well. So I'm the HVAC consultant, I'm on site, I've compared my drawings, I know what's changed, I know what's been removed and what's been added. On the markups on the left-hand side here, we've got various different markups we can make, and this is all live, so anything that you do within the markup on this plan can be seen on all the other tablets as well. So say if you've got someone on site, one of our engineers, they can instantly see what you've changed or added. So from top to bottom, we've got the task pin, which we'll dive into a little bit more later. We've got our links pin, so this is hyperlinks. So this is where we could add any additional hyperlinks, photos, files, drawings, forms, that sort of thing. We have the ability to link them in here and drop them in. We have the pen icon. So for example, if I'm the HVAC consultant and we've seen that the ducting has changed, we can simply highlight that here and add it in. We may want to sort of highlight the area that has been added as well. So we can add a sort of cloud bubble here and add that. The next one down that we have as well is symbols. So we have the ability to add various different symbols from electrical, mechanical, and plumbing. So for this example, we'll jump into electrical, and let's say we want to add the symbol here. We can simply drop the symbol in as many times as we need. And that then adds that to the plan and adds it as a markup. We also have the ability with the A to add a text box if you wanted to add some text or detail, as well as the measurement tool. So for this example, we've spoken about a HVAC consultant who's looking at some more ductwork and changes. So we have the ability to do various different measurement tools here. We can calibrate it to the drawing. We can measure a single point. We can measure multiple points, and we can measure the area of a room as well. For this example, we'll do a multi-line distance. So let's say we're running the ducting across this back wall and down here. Straight away, we can see the full length of that there is 25.56 meters. That keeps it nice and clean and instant. Now, we've done some markups on here and the drawing's starting to get a bit cluttered. We also have the ability to hide these with this little eye icon at the top by simply clicking it off. And what this does is then hides the view. So if you've got multiple people making markups, drawing on the drawing, you can hide it and still have that full visibility of the drawing without it looking a bit too messy. What we'll dive into next is a task. So on the top left-hand side here, we mentioned the pin icon. What we'd have to do is simply click it. Now, just before we begin, a task can be something that is proactive or reactive for a piece of work, for example. So a proactive task may be something that, let's say, a project manager is on site and he wants to import his schedule of works. You can do that and start assigning works to your engineers directly there. Or you've got a reactive task. So something, let's say you're a quality control inspector, you're doing an inspection on a building or a floor, you're walking through and you see a snag or something that's not so standard, you can drop a pin, add it as a task, and put in all your information of what you need to be done to be completed, and assign it to the engineer or the person that needs to be made aware of that. So for this example, what we'll do is we'll add a task in here and we'll say it's going to be run a conduit to the electrical panel. We'll add that in. That then titles this task here. And this task, like I say, could be anything. It could be anything from installing a thermostat or a drainage pipe as well. So what we can see is this has opened up the task. On the left-hand side here is where you'll add in all your data. So if you wanted to add messages, you'd do that within here as well. And you can see everything that I'm putting in here will be time and date stamps as well. So you've got full traceability of what's happened and what's going on within that task. On the right-hand side here, we've got the task attributes. So this is where you can standardize and add your templates to change this to what suits for your project. We've got the status, so where this task currently sits within my workflow. So at the minute, it's not been started, but I've created it. So we'll change this to in progress. The category. Now the category is basically what it says. It's a way of categorizing a task. For example, if you wanted to categorize a certain task as a mechanical task, electrical task, a QC task, or a snag, you could do it that way as well. For this instance, we'll do a power distribution. Then we have the assignee. So we can see it's already assigned to myself here as I've created the task. But if I've got someone on site, which we'll go into shortly, I can assign it to them. So what I'll do is I'll assign it to my alias, Bill D Walls. So that's been assigned to Bill. And then here is where we can add further detail as well. So we can add a start date. I can say, I want this starting today and completed by tomorrow. We can add manpower and your cost, add some watchers. So someone that you want to add on there, maybe it's a site supervisor you want to add on just to have visibility of this task. And then also what we've added here is some custom attributes. So you actually have the ability to change these attributes at the bottom here and add any new ones. For example, what I've done here is I've added in some fire rating ones. If you're installing a fire door, you've got your door set type and fire rating as well. They're completely customizable that you can add in as well. So now that we've created our task, we've assigned it to Bill. What we're going to do is we're going to add a checklist. So a checklist again is something that you can add to a task. To keep it nice and simple, we've done a run a conduit electric panel on what he has to do. And these are all checklists can be altered and changed however you see fit as well. What we'll do now is we'll jump over to the tablet to see what it looks like from Bill's point of view. And as you can see here, Bill has had a push notification come straight through. And if we jump onto it, we can see here, this pulls up the task from the tablet point of view. So Bill then knows he's got a job to do. He needs to run his conduit to the electrical panel. He's got his checklist and all the information that he needs. He then does the work. He then goes through, ticks it all. If he doesn't do it, he can cross it out. If it's not relevant, he has that ability as well. But for this instance, let's say he's gone through, he's completed all his work, he's happy. He would then take a photo to verify this. So he's evidenced the work that he's completed with a photo. We can then jump into the photo, do some annotations if we needed to, if we wanted to highlight something. And then also we have the ability to add some comments. And with the comments as well, we also have the speak to text functionality as well within the task. So all work's completed, and this speech to text works with all accents. There we go. That's then been put into the task. And we can then, on the top right-hand side, move this and go into the task attributes. So this is where we can see all of our start and end dates, the status. So it was in progress, Bill's completed it. We can move it to completed. And he's completed his task, and we can see within here, BWA, so it's initial, has changed task status to completed. Now, once I've completed my work, I want to make sure it's ready for inspection. We also have the ability within Fieldwire to have custom forms. So in previous roles, we spent hours and hours filling out paper forms and scanning them in by email. Someone else has then filed them away, it's got lost and that sort of thing. Yeah, so that then leaves your companies at risk due to compliance as well. Not to mention the printing cost alone within printing off all these forms and plans as well as ridiculous. So with Fieldwire and our custom forms, you've got the ability to prevent this. Like I say, all these forms will be completely customizable, specific to you. So let's say that I've completed my task and now I need to fill out my inspection form. We also have the ability in the bottom here to add a form. We've got many other options, but what we'll do is for this instance, we'll add a form. And we're going to create a new form. And what we've done here is we've got one of our quality inspection forms. And we can title it as well. Conduit install. This then opens up the pre-made form that we have. And you can see at the top here, we've got the form attributes, similar to a task attribute as well. We've got the form name, the status as it's currently in draft, the person who's filling it out, the assignee, which will be Bill, the date and the due date. So we're going to say it's due tomorrow because the works was completed for tomorrow. And the project name. So here's where we can sort of fill out all the project details. Again, this is completely customizable. The location, the date of the inspection. So let's say the date's today. And the inspection. We've got various different ways. You could have drop downs, you could have points to add in. So it's company 1, Bill, and we also have the ability to add in checkboxes. No defects identified, so we'll cross that. And we'll say it's passed. And then we also have the ability to add any additional comments. And again, we also have the ability to add photos within the forms. So if you wanted to add a photo within the inspection form, we can say, yeah, here's the photo. And then finally, we can sign this off. So we've got the ability to sign off as myself or Bill, as this instance, as he's doing the form, as well as being able to sign off as someone else. So if we've got another supervisor on site who's signing this off, say it's Carl. Carl's on here, he's signed it off. And you can see here, Carl has signed on Bill's device on the date and time. What we then do then is submit the form. And that form is then attached within this task. So what we've done is we've gone on site, we've completed our task, we've filled in a form, we've captured all the live field data that we need to, including photos, signatures, and comments. And then from that, we will jump back over to the task. And what you can see is instantly this has been updated. So Bill's filled in all of his checklists. He's added his photos. We can see the photo tab here. And from that, we can jump into the task view. So overall, let's say I'm a project manager. I've come back. This has been instantly uploaded. I've got an overview of all my projects. I've got an overview of all of my works that's going on and my workflow on the task tab here as well. So we've gone back in the site office or the site cabin. As I said, with the PM, we want to have an overview of all the works that's going on currently and where they sit within the work view. We've got this Kanban view here where we can see all the tasks. We also have the calendar view and the Gantt chart as well. For this instance, we'll stay in the Kanban view. Within here, what we have the ability to do is do multiple edits, so we can actually batch edit something. For example, if we've got something that is in progress, let's say we've got these items here, they're in progress, and we want to batch edit these and change them into a category. We also have that ability. Let's say we want to add them into a QA/QC category. We could do that. So then our quality inspector knows within the categories, if we jump in to the QA/QC category on the bottom left-hand side here, he can then see all the works that are in the quality control category that needs his attention. But what we'll do is we'll jump back over. And what we can see as well is the previous task that we created. So we can see here, run conduit to electrical panel. This is the one that we made previously. And as I said, we can see all the details within here. We can see the form that Bill created, which is all filled out. We're happy with that. And as I'm the project manager on the site, I've verified he's done all the works, everything's been completed. I can see the picture. I can see the time and date stamp of all the information that's been inputted. I can see where on the plan that's happened, as well as the quality inspection form. Now I can move this to verified. So I've verified this piece of work has been completed. So now that everything is completed, let's say we're coming to the end of the month and we need to create our monthly progress report and send this to any customers or stakeholders that we have. We have the ability to do that within Fieldwire as well. So instead of trying to find all the information through emails, trying to find out what's been completed, what's not, tracking it all on an Excel sheet and trying to put it together, within Fieldwire, again, with a click of a button, you can save time and create and generate the report this way. So within the generate reports button, we have the new report. What this essentially is you have the ability to add and change the data, what you require within the report. So there's 3 different types of reports that you can pull off within Fieldwire. There's a PDF summary, a PDF detailed, and a CSV. For this instance, we'll go through the PDF detailed. We have the ability to add the description, as well as pick and select what we want to include within this report. So for example, if we wanted to include all the plans, the files, or certain things, if we wanted to exclude cost, we could do that as well. We then have the ability to actually sort the report. So if we wanted to sort it through category, so deciding on what category we want to sort it through, if you wanted to sort it through the assignee or the status. And then on the right-hand side here, this is where we filter out all the information that we need. So if we wanted to just pull off the completed and verified, because it's our completion report that we've done at the end of the month, we can do that. We can also go through, and if we wanted to just pull off everything to do with power distribution or HVAC systems, we can do that there as well. We also have the ability to add time filters. So if you wanted to add and pull off the report within a certain time period, we can do that within this area here, as well as add in the recipient's email addresses. That then allows you to send it out. So if you wanted to send it out, you could send a link out to your email recipients, or you could open up your email and it would link in and send your report that way. Another feature that I think is a great touch is the scheduling report. So within the reports, you also have the ability to automate this. So you have the ability to send this on a weekly basis if you wanted something on a Monday morning, for example, or a Monday and Friday, or a monthly report as well, what we mentioned. This then completely automates that, pulls off the information and distributes it to the recipients that you have stated before. It then saves you time of having to pull off all the information, send out the emails. You just know on the set day and time it's going to go out to your stakeholders that you need to send it to. So how does this look once you've pulled it off? Once you have created your report and downloaded it, it will look something similar to this. Everything will be bespoke, so you'll have your own logo and your own color scheme, any sort of details of the title. So we've got monthly report here. And if we scroll down slightly, you can see the table of contents. So just a key thing to sort of keep in mind here is this report is completely interactive. So within the table of contents, as we can see here, run conduit to electrical panel, the one that we did before, we'll select that. It takes us straight to that task. It takes us links straight to there. So we jump down, gone straight to the task. It's nice and easy for your customer and stakeholders to navigate through the report instead of scrolling through trying to find everything. What we can see here is everything and all the details within this task. So we've got the title, the name, the date it was created, completed and verified. We've got a little crop version of the plan and the pin of where that is within the plan. We have our form that we filled out. So it's a link to that form that will then open up. We have our checklist, and you can see here, everything is date and timestamps, as well as our task messages. So you can see any messages that we've added in, any photos and versions of the crop plans as well. At the very bottom of the report, we've also got a full plan view as well. So in here, you can see the full plan and the task of where that is. And overall as well, just to give you guys a bit of a view, as we went through the forms before, within the Forms tab, you have the ability to actually have an overview of all your forms. So if we jump into quality inspection, you can see all the forms that were created, any that are still in draft, any that are submitted, and here's where you have the ability to actually export them or email if needed. And as all these forms are completely customizable, you can create whatever form you want. So any paper-based forms that you do have can actually be created in Fieldwire. For example, we've got a timesheet one here, and as you can see here, a similar one within your timesheets as well. So that's it for the demo there. So we've got all of our sort of other features that we've not gone through as well. So we've got the project management suite that we haven't touched on for your RFI, submittals, change orders, variations, and budgeting. And again, we've got links as well for our next webinar. And please keep in mind as well that Fieldwire strives to be three things. So completely scalable, completely adoptable, so we've got that ease of use, and completely valuable, so we want to aim to save you guys time and save you guys money as well. Again, what I mentioned is if you guys want to request a demo, we've got the request a demo link as well. So again, any demo that you request will be sort of bespoke to your business using the information that you give us. And any further questions that you guys may have?
Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching that webinar there. We will open it up on my end for any Q&A as well. So looking at one that I was just replying to there from Hannah. So the question is, can anyone that doesn't use Fieldwire see the forms from the linked report? So when we have a PDF task report, any links, hyperlinks, photos, even videos now that we have attached in these reports, we can interact with them fully. So you'll be able to click the hyperlink from the task report, which will take you to the form. It will also be the PDF version of that form as well, not the live link to Fieldwire. Gerard asked a question there about what time are scheduled reports sent. So where I might have it sent to be sent out on a monthly or a weekly basis. They'll be sent out at 5 a.m. Based on the time zone in a project setting. So if you don't want to get an email at 5 o'clock in the morning, just turn your notifications off. Looking at any of the other questions. So Julie, you asked me earlier on when we're looking at plan markups, whether we can upload your own symbols to this area. At the moment, we're not able to add custom symbols or your own symbols to the little toolbox with the symbols in them. What we can do from our side is submit that as feedback. But we do have quite a large library currently that you can kind of drop down and you can choose from and stamp on the plan as well. I'll hold on for another couple of minutes. If you guys have got any questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat box there, and I can stay on and answer them too. So, question there from Julie. Is it possible to link a file to multiple tasks, but have it rename the file so the file can be unique to that task? When we're linking a file on a task, so we can link as many files as we want to a task, and we can link as many tasks to a specific file. So we're able to link them over. However, it will just appear as a hyperlink within that task. So we can't change that hyperlink itself. It will kind of just stay the same. So I hope that answers that question there. Perfect. If there's no other questions, then what we'll do is we can wrap up. A survey will be posted at the end as well. So if you could very, very kindly just take a second to fill out that survey, let us know your feedback so that we can obviously give you guys as much targeted information as possible as well. Thanks again for attending. I really appreciate your time. Bye.